exciting for our star driver.
Here we go, Ackerman's going for it! Down the inside of the hairpin! Oh, this can't work!
Takes a brave man to admit he can't compete anymore. We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him.
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to F1 22, my team career mode for Season 3 finale. This one is definitely, in my opinion, the toughest F1 season that I've had to go through. And it shows because this is the first season that we are neck and neck on points going into the final race in Abu Dhabi. Me and Max fought it out hard against each other throughout the past 21 races. Max got the edge by winning the first race. But then we had that long stretch of 9 race wins that shot us up to the lead of the championship. Max came back at us in the last 8 races. So here we go. Who is going to be the Formula 1 Season 3 Drivers' World Champion? This is it. This is it. Here we go. For the final time in Season 3, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a slow start for ourselves. It's a good start for Verstappen. Verstappen takes to the race lead. And we spin it. We're down in P22. We're in dead last. This is probably the worst start we can have to a finale in a championship. That it all comes down to whoever finishes ahead of who. Alright, back up to P17. Verstappen leading the way. This car has so much grip around this circuit. You may see that I'm running a special livery. This is the fact that both me and my teammate Verstappen are in for a shot in the championship, for the championship. And it would be our second whoever ends up winning it, it'll be their second career drivers championship. Alright, back up to P12 now, trying to make a move on the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. Alright, back up into the points. Going try to slingshot past Zhou Guan Yu. However, both of us have DRS. He's just going to back out. Play the patient game with Russell and Ticktum. Going to enact our revenge on Dan Ticktum here in Abu Dhabi. So we move up to P7 now. Are you kidding me, Lewis? Why? Make a fair overtake on Ricardo. He just shuts the door and tries to spin me out. Lewis, you are such a sore loser. You know what? I don't even care that you're retiring after this race. I'll be glad you're gone, honestly. Up to P5 now, chasing after Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. Coming with a run out of turn 9, side by side with Perez. Perez, being Verstappen's old teammate, may want to try to hold me behind. However, we're going to shove him out of the way. Now, moving on to Leclerc. These tires are starting to get worn out. Pretty heavily. When's the pit window? Next lap, okay. and switch that to the hards. Like, quickly, I did not mean to make that huge of contact with Leclerc. But okay. Up to P3 now, up onto the podium positions. Verstappen, 5.3 seconds ahead. Went real wide there. Copy mark. Trying to get Norris down this straight. Here we go on Lando. And we are around the McLaren. Didn't really give much of a huge fight, which I appreciate. However, he may want to try and fight it a little more down this back straight with DRS side by side. Slight touch of tires. Going to try to undercut Verstappen by pitting before him, going on to the hard compound. So we're going to dive down into the pits this time. Nearly miss it. The game resets us, which is the most annoying part of this game. So we were able to manage to get back up into P2. Where are we going to come out? Do we come out ahead of Yuki Tsunoda? We do, and it's going to be us coming out in P6. So only 4 places lost. And everyone in front of us is going to have to pit. I like these odds. I like the odds we have right now. We're on fresher tires. Albano may be a little difficult because he is on mediums, but everyone else is on softs. So I think it'll be a little easier to get past those drivers on the softs. And Verstappen is in now. Verstappen pits. Here we go then. Alexander Albon slow through the corner. We're going to make a swooping overtake around the outside. Can we come out ahead of our teammate? We're not going to, but we do gain on our teammate. In fact, we'll have DRS on our teammate here down this back straight. We can get ahead of Verstappen. All we have to do is just stay ahead. He goes on the defensive. Try to go around the outside. We get the move done. However, Verstappen will have the second bite of the cherry with DRS down this straight. We bang wheels. Heading into turn 9, we stay ahead of the Dutchman. Lewis Hamilton leading his final laps here in Formula 1. He will be retiring at the end of this season. I believe he will be the only one retiring as Hamilton now comes into the pits. Despite having a poor start to the race, getting knocked down all the way to last, we are now once again leading the Grand Prix ahead of our teammate, our championship rival, and the guy we are tied on points with. Going for our 30th career race win and our second ever Drivers' World Championship. This is definitely going to affect Verstappen in many ways. Ah! Oh no. Oh no. Puncture, puncture, puncture. Puncture. Get out, puncture. I gotta come in. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Puncture with only a few laps to go. Going to come out behind Hamilton. Right behind Hamilton. Verstappen retakes the race lead. 6 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. We have the fastest tire of the entire field, the entire grid. Can we do anything with this tire compound? Can we catch Verstappen? Can we beat Verstappen? Copy mark. Here on Ricciardo now. And try and make a swooping overtake around the outside. Pull switch back on Perez to move up to P4. Now on Leclerc. Took a little look there. Leclerc shut the door. Far back enough here. Turn 5. Hairpin, we make the move. And we are up into P3. However, we need to go for the race win because Verstappen is currently leading the Grand Prix. And it doesn't matter if I have the fastest lap or whatever. I need to beat Verstappen. That is my main goal, because even if I come second, he'll still win the championship by 6 points. I'll be absolutely devastated. Clean air for us should give us the advantage. So we set another fastest lap of the race. Coming up on Lando Norris now for the third time in this race. 4 laps to go. The gap at 8 seconds between me and Verstappen. Looks like we'll be in striking distance in about 3 laps of Verstappen. Right now my main worry is the man in the McLaren ahead of us, Lando Norris. Please, Lando. Thank you, mate. Five 0.4 seconds the gap between me and Verstappen. Here. Less than 5 seconds now. Less than 4 seconds. 3 laps to go. The gap at 3.6 seconds. Trying my best to close the gap as best I can. These tires are starting to wear down. Max's medium tires are starting to come into play. Less than 2 seconds the gap. Coming to 2 final laps of Season 3. And one of the most insane seasons so far. Less than a second the gap as we start 2 laps to go. I have no more I have no more battery usage to use to try and catch up to Verstappen, so we're just going to have to hope that we can catch him through the corners and hope that he doesn't pull much of a gap in the straights. Become now. The fans in the grandstand cheer us on to the final lap, the final 3.2 miles of racing action all the way to the checkered flag. Crucially, we will have the DRS down this main straight. Here we come. Around Verstappen. However, Verstappen will have the second bite of the cherry with the second DRS zone. Here he comes then. DRS open for the Dutchman. Here he comes. Down towards turn 9. Side by side. Almost made contact. We stay ahead of Verstappen. A season-long battle that turned up to be a complete tie. Americans will be delighted. The Netherlands despair. We have shared an amazing championship battle, but the championship can only be won by one, and it's going American in 2024. We are the Season 3 Drivers' World Champions.
Focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
I have to give it to Martin. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
With that result, the sport's newest team can no longer be touched at the top of the table. What an incredible journey this has been for a team many had written off a short time ago. They are the Formula One World Champions. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So, in the end, Martin Porsche Racing scored 928 points in the end of the season, and we beat Verstappen by 8 points to win the F1 22 Season 3 Drivers' World Championship.